Any difference between hardware RAID and software RAID? I'm building a new server, Small Business Server 2008, but I can't get the built-in RAID controller, AMD SB700, to work and have basically given up on it ever working with Server 2008. Fine. But my question is there any real difference between hardware, such as this one, and software, Windows built-in drive mirroring, for RAID 1? Assuming the drives are identical models, etc., it seems that there would be a negligible difference, just based on my guessing or wishful thinking.
Software versus hardware RAID in general, also at server fault. Short RAID 1 discussion, CentOS context. Server fault, build a software RAID 1 on Windows XP might also be useful for software RAID 1. Server fault, how do I differentiate fake RAID from real RAID? Hardware usually has better support for hot swap with separate hardware logic circuitry, easier identification of failed drives by blinking lights, bootable volumes for any RAID level and so on. Performance-wise? Not really, as long as there are CPU cycles left and the software implementation is good enough. But as Nick has pointed out, hardware isn't always hardware, and generally, it depends. A few obvious differences. With software RAID you are limited to the SATA ports on your motherboard. Some RAID cards allow, say, 10 SATA drives to be connected. Software RAID uses additional CPU time, whereas a hardware RAID offloads such processing onto the RAID card. It depends on how you use the RAID, but this probably won't add significant load. The CPUs are rather fast now. Software RAID is infinitely cheaper, since it's, or probably, included with your OS already. A software RAID is more portable, tied to a specific operating system, rather than a specific RAID card brand or model, or RAID interoperability. Personal opinion, slightly unfounded, but I trust software RAID more than drivers for RAID cards. Software engineers are generally better at making software than hardware engineers. One isn't better than the other, both have their advantages. If you're concerned about performance, or need more drives than your motherboard will take, you should go with a RAID card, although it's worth trying your benchmarking software RAID before you buy a RAID card.
If you want to support the channel, please consider launching a subbing.